What is up, everybody? It is me, Ewoo, here again, ready for some rival action between the first place Daring D's and I believe the Knights Templar, who are towards the lower end of the rival tier. But from what Braybon said, he really likes his team. They've really been putting in that work, and I'm excited to see what they do tonight. How are you feeling, Gecko?
I agree with you. I'm happy to be here. I think you guys did a great job on the first cast, and it was awesome to see Legion put up a fight and come out with the 2-1. But I think that this one is stacked against them. I think Knights Templar is going to have a hell of a time. We got to see Daring D's last week, and they were phenomenal. I mean, Ice was putting on a show. They came out with a nice 2-1, a comeback similar to tonight's. And so I think that it's probably going to tilt in Daring D's favor tonight again. They're looking really good this year.
Yeah, that team is very good. That's why their record is the way that it is. And it's that two-headed monster of G Ice and I believe their second man. Sorry, I'm
Yeah, no,
blanking on
it's
his name.
G Ice and Professor Freak. I
Yep.
agree with you. The two, they're a great duo. It'll be interesting to see if we see Dawn in. I know they've filtered him in from time to time, and he's played well. One thing to take, and I was listening closely when you guys were doing the interviews with the GMs, and I gotta say, Irish is up there with the potential to be an MVP for the season. And it'll be interesting to see if they finally figured it out, in the rival tier, and if Knights Templar is all up from here. And this will be a great show for them to put on to prove what they were saying is true, which is that, their record does not reflect the quality that they're going to bring. And I think this will be a great test to see if that's true.
Yeah, I mean I can't agree more. I think another just big thing for this Knights Templar team is you're not out of it. The season is still super young. You look at the
Hmm.
records; they're only a few games out of a playoff spot, and why not tonight to start your reign and take down that one seed? I mean, no other time but the present.
No, I agree. I think that this is the night. Like, I think that you've had a couple of weeks, right? We're in the first kind of stretch of the season. It didn't go the way that I think any of them were hoping, especially how they felt about their draft and the cuts, and where they're at as a team. And I think that this is, the time for them to make a turn. And I think tonight's the night. Like, let's see if what they're showing and what they're saying is the same thing. And I just, deep down, I'm hoping for them. I always like an underdog story, but it's hard to bet against the Daring D's. It's hard to bet against Ice. He's just been absolutely dominant in the games that he's been in, and so it'll really be a story as to whether or not Irish can lead his team to victory here.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of Irish today, but I think it's also gonna be a big thing about Irish being able to get his team involved, and he's been doing that great so far. I don't think that'll change, and I think they can catch the Daring Thieves by surprise. Honestly, that and I you take the element of surprise, you steal a game, you steal, and then it's an even playing field. They have to win two in a row. You don't have to win one to win the series. Give me the Knights Templar 2-1.
That's it, yeah. And if we check out the stats on this, we'll be able to take a look, as to how well they've been doing in the season. So, for example, I know Irish's teammates have been up there. One of the things I've noticed with, and I think it's Spndl, you'll have to excuse my pronunciation of names, but one of the things that Spindle's been trying at and he's been working towards is his shooting percentage. So it's a little bit low, but one thing that is on his side is that he's getting shots on net. He's getting 26 shots. That's only two under Irish. He's only got 5 goals on it, but if he can just get that percentage up, improve his accuracy, they're going to have two absolutely dominant players on offense scoring for them.
Yeah, for sure. And we saw that in the first series. You
Hmm.
don't have to outshoot the team. You just have to outplace the team where you're shooting. And I think they do that because I think they are gonna have to be outstanding today to beat the Daring D's and probably one of the best teams in their tier. So
No, I agree completely. I definitely would say one of the best teams in the tier, if not rivaling the best in the tier. And they came out last week and showed why. And as far as just across the board for stats and how well they've been doing, they're obviously with Daring D's, they're up to 7 wins. We have to take into account, some bye weeks are going on. Their goals for, we're looking at 44 goals for to 19. I mean, that's one thing you have to really take notice of is the fact that, when it comes to shots and goals, they're doubling. They're more than doubling, the Legion team here. And so they're going to have to also figure out that shooting percentage on that side too, because they can't let in 60% more goals. Like that's not going to be facilitating a win here tonight.
yeah, and I believe we are just waiting on a few more people to join the lobby,
Hmm.
but we are almost ready to get this rival series underway. So, are we both picking Knights Templar, or are you siding with the Daring D's tonight?
It's tough. Like, the Daring D's just, they're 44 goals for to 19. And I know there's some bye week in here, but even including that, it is such a discrepancy. And what I noticed last week when Daring D's was playing is that they were a great team. So their cohesion together while they were playing was top notch. But part of me thinks that I don't know what it is. I'm just feeling maybe it's the logo, maybe it's the cool name, Knights Templar. I'm having this feeling that they might pull a 2-1 here tonight, but I'm still gonna have to side with the Daring D's just strictly on stats. They've just performed so well. And so you're going with Knights Templar?
Yep. Once we get you in this lobby, we can start, Mr. Gecko.
Oh, that's hilarious. I apologize for that. Give me one moment here just to pull that up in front of me. I was so engrossed in the stats that my mind kind of caught me off guard here. There we are. And I'll be in 1 second here. Usually you're waiting on the players, right? This is ironic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in, so we can start the transition across.
Let's do it. All right, Daring D's in the blue, Knights Templar in the orange. Let's see what we got here in some 2v2 rival action.
All
So,
right, and we're off.
it's going to be Spndl and Irish and DonYvan and Professor Freak. So, I believe no G Ice.
Yeah, interesting.
Unless there was a name change, which could be possible, but
No, that's so far been their third player, and so it does look. And look, we're already off. What a save!
Okay, Spndl.
Spndl coming out and saying not a chance. What do you think of that, Ewoo?
What a save! It keeps them level here. It keeps the momentum to a halt for now.
Mm-hmm.
So even last year, another good save. That time from Irish, and in the Contender Series, we saw that Rhinoceros was not there for the Legion, and clearly it didn't matter. Let's see if G-Ice not being here changes things for the Daring D's. It will not, as Professor Freak scores a minute in.
It's a bold choice, really. I think it's a bold choice. They put Don in. I mean, Don's played well in the games that he has been in, but it's going to be up to Professor and Don here to show it. And honestly, it's all been their pressure. The whole start of this match has been in the orange side.
Yeah, and that's how it was for game one in our Contender matchup. It was all pressure from one side, and it kind of started to level out. Let's see if the Knights Templar and Irish, who, he's been having a great season for his team. Let's see if they can get something going here.
And this is a dangerous play here. That might be This is still looking a little bit. Great save. Spndl comes out and he holds the line. Irish was a little slip there, and another one there. I think a little bit of the pressure of the moment's coming on, but Spindle's holding him together with some great saves.
And Spndl again, he's playing that patient defensive player. He's kept this lead at 1, and he's kept more goals out before, but it's a weak touch from Freak, and Irish slots it in.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate one, Ewoo. I think that he came in with so much speed, he had to twist around, right? And it caught him, the ball went up, and then it was slotted. That's an unfortunate goal for sure after all the pressure he's put on.
Yeah, it's just it's a mistouch, and it happens when you kind of overexert yourself. You kind of go at a speed you don't want to be, but you're caught out. And DonYvan, a great touch. This could be a goal, but no, Spndl, as always, is right there to stop it.
Yeah, you're right. Spndl's speed this game has been really high. Like, he has been constantly rotating into that defensive position, and I think this game could easily be 3-1 right now if it wasn't for some of Spndl's saves. A close one from Don.
Yeah, I would completely agree. This game has been so close. This game would be much different without Spndl, as he does his thing again. Irish goes off the ceiling. Just going to control the ball, given all the space in the world. And a shot.
You know what? Spndl stared that ball in the eye and he said, not a chance. He didn't even jump. Oh, but it's a goal. No. Don with a great shot and just a confusing play. This was hard for them to figure it out.
It's an own goal from Irish, technically, as he was trying to make the save. Just a bit of an unlucky bounce. But we keep going, and I mean that pressure for the Daring Deeds has stayed there the entire time. These heroic saves can only get you so far. You got to score to win.
100%. Like, the pressure here, we're looking at ball on right now for possession-wise. It's all been on Professor and Don. We got another dangerous play here. A great touch, just off crossbar. But again, they're just all pressure from Daring D's.
And I mean, this Daring D's franchise knows how to shoot the ball, because there's another shot, and there's another goal for Professor Freak. They have 13 shots already. 13-2.
It's only 60% of the way through the first match, and 13 shots would be enough in 2 matches alone. You know, it's just, and they're scoring. I mean, and what an unfortunate shot there too. It's just going all in their favor. It's all in Daring D's favor right now.
Yeah, and on that kickoff, Spndl got too far on the left side of the ball and allowed that pinch off the back wall right into their net for a 4-1 lead. And now, I mean, the Knights Templar had a chance. They need a goal right here. Freak does not miss. Easy for him. But they're down 3 goals, and Professor Freak, Spndl will not get back.
Down 4 goals.
5-1.
Unbelievable. This is getting really dangerous. Now, it's funny that this is happening with Daring D's, because last week they got blown out in the first game, and when we were casting it, we were thinking kind of what we're both feeling now, which is this is dominating, right? Like, they might get 3-0'd. So it'll be interesting to see if they can maintain it into the second game, but this one is as close to over as you can get with still 1 minute and 30 left.
Yeah, I think the goals are going to have to really start coming for Knights Templar, but they haven't had the threat on offense. There's been nothing for the Daring D's to worry about until right now, as Irish with an absolute banger into the top shelf of the net. It's 5-2, and they're still fighting.
Yeah, they needed that one, and it's at a time where technically we're looking at 3 minutes. You know, we're looking at enough time to make a play. We're getting a little bit of chat, a little bit of back and forth. Yeah. It looks like the team is going to set up a rivalry here for the long distant future. But, you know, this did seal it. I don't see a 4-goal coming back in 1 minute and 13. I don't think there's a chance. We
have 4 goals for Professor Freak, a hat trick and 1 extra because he's nice. And we are getting some beef.
Oh, boy. It is spicy in the chat right now. It is. They are showing that this is going to be a long-term rivalry moving forward. They're not friends. They are not friends, Ewoo.
No, not at all. And I mean, I would not want to be on the side of the Knights Templar down 4 goals And soon
Down
to be
5
5.
goals.
They can't stop scoring.
Everything's going in their favor. They had a kickoff goal. They've had a couple of slips. This is a fantastic pass from Don. I mean, if anything has been the most impressive here, Don has stepped in. Ice has some really big shoes to fill, and he's filled them, and then maybe some more. Like, he's been playing everything, doing all the things you'd want him to do and more. It's just great coming out from Daring D's here.
Yeah, we're talking about Don, and he's been outstanding, but you can't not talk about Professor Freak. 5 goals, 11 shots, just
Oh
himself.
my god. He's all over the place, isn't he?
I mean,
And
the
he
other
might
thing
get
he's got,
another.
yeah, I mean, just keep throwing the ball downfield. It's been working all day. Spndl gonna look for the pinch off the ceiling, won't find it. I mean, this game is over. They're looking forward to game 2. You want to get another goal, maybe for some consolation, but they're both gonna go up, and why not? They're up 5. I mean, that's actually gonna rebound. It's an open net for Don. Could he hit it? No. Clock ticks down, and this was pure dominance.
Yeah, this is a rough one. It's it's got a lot of things going on right now. We've got some back and forth from the players. The game was a bit of a blowout. There's a lot of pride on the line. Both teams were playing, but it just didn't feel like the Knights Templar could get off the ground. It felt like from the start of the match, the play was all on one side, and they're going to really need to figure out their touches. They're going to need to put a little more pressure on the ball, and they're going to have to hit that ball downfield to relieve some of the stress. Because right now, it's all in their side, and they need to turn it around here.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get outshot 18-4 and win a game.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
Irish had
math
2
doesn't
goals,
add.
but Irish shot 100%, so little positive. You got to look at the silver linings. Though there are not a ton of them, but hey, that's why we played 2 more games. You got 2 more games to really find their footing and find their place in this series, because there were times where it did look close. It was just they went down a couple goals. It seemed like they might have gotten flustered, but it's a brand new ball game. Neo Tokyo, Daring D's, Knights Templar, game 2. Let's get it.
Yeah, you're right, Ewoo. I mean, at the end of the day, they could score 100 goals. It counts for 1 win, right? And
Yep.
so here we are. They still have to get another to take the series, and I'm sure they'd want to take both to get a nice lead in the playoff hunt. And it's going to be up right now for the Legion and the Knights Templar to say, no, that was an off-the-cuff game. We're not doing that again. And so here we go.
We are going to have a sub as Impact Reaps comes in for Irish. Little change of pace, it seems. And, I mean, just throw the Daring D's off guard, send in a new player. Maybe you get like a little morale boost, saying, hey, we got a whole new thing now. Let's see what we can do. Spndl keeps doing his thing, protecting his goal the best he can, as he will actually switch to the Octane too. I like it. Car change.
Yeah, a lot of switches coming out. And it's interesting, the first thing that happened when Impact came on, he got a demo and made a great defensive play. And so it looks like they're going to rely on them both to really hold the line. And another great defensive play. So he holds the line here again. Dangerous pop, though. Dangerous play here.
And you were talking about the demos. There weren't a ton of physical plays, but a great pass and a great play. Spndl will bury it. And it is the Knights Templar who strike first, much to, I'd say, our surprise.
We might have a ball game here, Ewoo.
I hope so. I mean, these teams, the Knights Templar, show up, say that game was a fluke. Do your thing. And they're going to get another favorable kickoff. DonYvan will win the race to the ball, but Reaps is right there. He's been reading the play so well in his first minute. He just knows where to be, and he's helped Spndl so much, as Spndl will just stall into the corner. And here we go again, a full field carry from Reaps, shut down quickly by DonYvan, who pinches it in the middle. And Reaps gets a big bang, and the pressure it's been there, but there's been nothing threatening so far for the Daring D's.
Yeah, they're
not getting
doing a
off
much better
the
job of closing it out. The one thing that's really different this game is the 50s coming out from the Knights Templar, are their low 50s specifically. They're winning a lot of them. Like they're holding. Nice save again. That's going to be dangerous though.
Yeah, it was a one-on-one situation. Spindle was in a bad spot, caught at his front post, and forced to just. I mean, he has to save that ball. He just has to make contact with it. It bounces out right to DonYvan, who was lurking to tie this game up.
Yeah, and great shot from Don. He slotted that top. I mean, you know, they were there to make the save. It just the shot was too fast and too good. And there we go. They're back on top though with a little bit of a slippery goal.
Yeah, it was just a kickoff goal and a little bit of yamp time coming out from Spindle. Bottom left, Don couldn't get back to it. And hey, you give up a goal, you get one right back. Start feeling good again.
Spindle took out his protractor, he went to the wall and he mapped that out, and I'm surprised we didn't see a calculated come out from that, because, you know, that's what happened last match when the kickoff goal went. We got a little calculated, and that started the feud that began.
Yeah, I mean, no beef so far yet, and Freak's gonna shut down early. That's been the, I think that might be the biggest difference in this game. They've shut down Professor Freak as soon as he touches that ball. What a pinch! It's gonna roll off the back wall. Freak's already up as second man.
Fantastic touch from Impact to get that pinch and control to dead space. You know, Impact has really impressed me this game. I think out of the two of them right here, Impact is just his touches. He hasn't made a mistake on a single touch. He hasn't done anything too flashy, but all of his plays have been consistent, excluding that one.
Well, I think, yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. They needed something to change the pace up, and he's doing stuff that's not putting his team in a situation to lose. And that's the biggest thing when you're up a goal. As he makes another save on a ball that was going in. Freak will not commit. Good way to not dive on a ball that, I mean, that's a dangerous ball to go for. If he did, great field awareness to recognize he was the last man there. Reaps again controlling the ball, keeping it away. But it's a loose touch from Spindle, who will have to race back and make the touch again. A slow pinch. Reaps cleans this up as DonYvan tries to dunk him. Oh, yeah, dangerous.
Those little delays, Ewoo, that Impact's making on his touches to bait in his opponent on the challenge, he's giving so much more space to Spindle to go out and actually make a play off of it.
Yeah, and not even just that, he's delaying these to let his opponents get drawn in, and guess what? He's wasting more and more time. We tick under a minute 20 to play. It's still a goal advantage, and I mean, Knights Templar have honestly looked the better team so far, but it's a huge 50 win for the Daring Deeds, but they couldn't capitalize on it as Don's going to have to go the full field with no boost.
Yeah, it's like it feels like we should have a really close game, and but something's telling me we're not going to see another goal here. It's just, well, you know what? I'm the caster curse.
Caster curse.
The caster curse, because that was a bit of a slippery jump. I wonder what Impact's boost was on this play, because, oh, he drove forward so he couldn't go up. That's unfortunate.
He just didn't read the play well enough there, and that lead that they fought so hard to protect, it's slipping away from him, and it's a big kickoff win as Freak pinches it down to Spindle. Oh, Freak with the control, and Reaps keeps them alive and level for the moment. But
yeah, fantastic read by Impact there, but this looks pretty lethal here. They're gonna have to really recover smartly. This ball could turn against them.
You talked about the 50s from the Knights Templar earlier in this game. It's been all Daring D's winning these 50s, but Spindle looking to ice it. The 50 across to the other corner. Clock keeps ticking now to 10 seconds. Reaps the shot. No.
It feels like we're in OT territory here. I think next goal definitely wins.
Spindle doesn't want to go there. None of these players want to go there. Reaps will fire one off the corner, and that's none of the, like, it's just not threatening. You have to do more as Peace will pump Freak off the ball. Huge OT for Knights Templar. This is
they really need this one. Yeah, you're right on there. This is a must-win for them. It's a must-win because I'm not sure if they can hold this pressure for another one against Freak. You know, and they have to take this if they want to come out with one game, let alone two.
I think it looked like it might have been a comms just because I feel like Reaps had a shot at that ball there, and Spndl seemed to cut him. And now Don with no boost. He will 50 it. Freak will take it, and it's so dangerous, but it's a team bump. What can they do here? Reaps will fire. I think Spndl actually touched it, and that ball looked like it might have been going in.
It was close. It was definitely on the side. It might have slipped a little wide, but that whole play there was chaotic. You know, one of the things I'm noticing between the two teams is they're not having a lot of boost right now, and it shows to the speed at which they're playing at. Because right now, every time it gets to the offensive, oh my gosh, we have a goal and we have another game. It looks like we've got 2-0 on the board.
I'm looking at my watch. It's telling me it's a little bit of yam time. 3-2. Don has iced it. And we are one game away from the Daring D sweeping the Knights Templar. But, I mean, Knights Templar looked good that game. It's just, can they do it again for 5 more minutes? Because now you've lost. You got blown out. You had a heartbreaking OT loss. I mean, they're just finding different ways to lose at this point.
Yeah, it's a really tough one there. I think that they kind of ran out of steam in the last minute and they stopped playing the game that was winning it, which was clean 50s, pressure up the board, and they were getting the ball deep. But they started to play not to get scored on, and I mean, you can only hold that on for so long, and they got scored on once and then twice, and here we are. They're down 2-0, and they're going to need to really get one out here just for the standings in the playoffs. I don't know how many times they can, you know, go down here another 3-0 in the league and come back later in the season. So this is an important match for them. They might lose the series, obviously, they're 2 down, but this win is important, and this game does matter for standings.
Yeah, I mean, every game, super important. This one, even better to just say, hey, we can beat the top team. I feel like this is a game that I think they would all agree that they deserve to win. It was just a couple mistakes, but they're looking right and ready to get right into this. It's going to be Irish and Reaps, so the third straight different roster. Let's see if they get any success this time. Irish, the 2 goals. Reaps was big last time. I think this could be their bread and butter for getting this win here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because especially where Spndl, he was holding down so many of the saves and backline. It'll be interesting to see. This will either go really well for them, or we might be seeing another blowout here because Spndl was really their primary defense in both games.
Yep, and well, Reaps was not doing a whole bunch on offense, but he'll get an early shot there. Something that he wasn't. I mean, he just wasn't a huge factor on offense last game. But so I think you trade a little bit of offense for some defense at this rate, because the Daring D's they're not gonna stop their onslaught as Irish flicks over one.
And he gets it. A little bit of a slip, a little bit of a mistake there. You know, it looks like he kind of. This is almost reminiscent. Remember of the goal earlier? The professor jumped over.
Yeah.
And he gets a bump, it looked like, too. Did you see a bump on that play?
I did see a bump, and just like that, they have the lead again. They had the lead last game, and they gave it away, but Irish shuts down that shot from Freak, which would have been on target, and he'll fire one. Can Don get back? He will just in time. Freak demos one. Reaps will miss the ball. And now it's a 2-on-1 chance as Reaps with 0 boost. Don was looking for the demo. It won't matter. Oh! Freak sneaks
Professor
it in,
with a great shot there, eh? Watch this. He picks it up off his car, and he just says, nope, you've jumped too early. It's a free goal for me, and there's no way that Impact's making it back for that shot.
He tried his hardest to get back, but not in a great position there. 1-1. We got ourselves another barn burner. Irish will take it into the air himself. He goes high, looking for the double. He finds it. Was Reaps there to finish? He will find the touch, but not the goal. And here we go again. Dom will go for the aerial at midfield. Nothing there, and plenty of time given. Irish again trying to do it. His takeoff a bit wonky as he couldn't find anything. Reaps trying to get himself involved. It's all easy for Professor Freak at this rate.
Yeah, I think that first game, Ewoo, where it didn't go Irish's way, I think a lot of it's playing into this right now. He gets a goal here, but his touches have been a little slippery. Like his aerials and his pressure right here is a great showing, though, that he doesn't need to listen to a caster curse, because he comes in and he slots that off the post. Just a great pressure play by Irish.
Yeah, I mean, that was huge from Reaps and Irish, where they regained their lead just after giving it up, and that was a goal that they definitely deserved. They had a ton of pressure as Irish tries to find his man midfield, who doesn't want to leave the ball, and why would you? He has 4 goals in a game and a half at this rate. He will reluctantly give this ball off to his teammate Reaps, but Freak takes it right off him. Freak not attempting the shot. He knows it was going to be saved. He'll go off the ceiling. The pinch down to Don. No dice. Here we go again. Reaps will take the ball. It's end-to-end action.
Halfway point here, and it really has been an even showing. This is a dangerous ball, though. It's going to be interesting to see how they recover it.
Ooh.
Great save by Impact to get up for that, because that ball was one hair away from being another goal.
Yeah, and right there again, Don with a great attempted infield pass, and Freak cuts it back in to get the 50. Irish will not make contact with it. Don will have all the time in the world as Irish tries to find Freak on the demo. Don with the double!
What a shot, Don. Oh my god, Ewoo. What are we watching here?
What a shot to tie this game up. You give him all that space, he's going to make you pay. DonYvan, absolutely lethal tonight.
I mean, the angle on that shot, we're talking about like a near 90-degree cut down, 80-degree maybe, straight down into the net. Don is basically saying to his franchise, I want more games, because he's earning it tonight. Like, he has absolutely been one of the stars. Professor's got a lot of the points. Another goal. It is getting dangerous out here, and Daring D's is in danger of running away with this.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a great... He catches the defense out. Reaps, once again, he almost gets back, but they're not getting there. They're not getting to the ball at the right moment, and it's just a few seconds that are separating them, and a tie game right now. Reap's going to catch it, and this is great patience. That's exactly what you want to see, but he gives it away to Freak, who puts another shot on.
Yeah, tie game -1.
Yeah.
You know, as we're going into this 3-2, I mean, it's looking like, you know, Daring D's might actually cut this out. But remember last game, we had that 1-goal lead, about 1:30 left, and they started playing defense. You know, the Legion team did here, and
oh, that's so unlucky from Reaps, who's just trying to get his offense going.
Yeah.
It's not falling for him today, and it's really unfortunate. Tom wins another 50. There's been, that's not the greatest flick from Irish either, and Reaps somehow has kept the ball out, channeling his inner Spndl.
Unbelievable recovery from Reaps. He missed the first ball and somehow had the composure to get back and say, nope, I made a mistake. I'm going to make the best play I can and save it off his post. Just, they needed that. If there was another goal there, there's no chance they're coming back in this one. And so we still got a ball game here, Ewoo.
Yeah, for sure. The Daring D's, I'm going to be honest, if they could just be a bit more clinical, this team could very well just win rival, because holy, that one, the flick from Irish is wide. Reaps with no boost. That is a dangerous touch, but a confident one. Don, top left, nothing there. You have the full length of the field. Both of your players are awkward. Bang downfield, you have 5 seconds. You need a goal to avoid the sweep.
I don't see it coming. This is it, Donya. We're done. No goal from Professor Ewoo. It's all done. A 3-0 sweep. That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate. I mean, the first game wasn't a contest. This one, I mean, it was closer. It was a lot closer. Both games 2 and 3, I think the Knights Templar played well. They just were not. Their swords weren't sharp enough tonight. They got to go back to the castle. Got to work on some stuff.
That's it. They need to freshen up the cross here, because there was someone that wasn't on their side tonight, because it was a, you know, the first game we can write off. Everybody's had a tough game. Sometimes momentum's against you. The second game is one that they're going to have to review because they had the pressure, they had the momentum, and then something happened where they started choking up and they started losing possession, they started losing positioning, forced into OT, and then lost on a play where it was basically a cross-field open net. And then in this game, I mean, this was a tight game, but it really felt like their offense was just sporadic. Where from Daring D's, they were threatening for all 5 minutes. Every minute they were threatening. So that was a tough.
Hello. I can hear you. No, my cam is on my other PC, which is right next to me, which is my work one, and I do not feel like moving it. Okay.
You're gonna have to be almost perfect if you want to win.
Yeah, he comes out with the MVP in game 3. We're looking at a goal. I mean, just all over the pitch. You know, Don had a couple of really nice sniped shots too. Like his accuracy on his plays was fantastic. And Darren Dees is really a threat in this division. And I agree with your take, though. I think the Knights Templar has the juice necessary to turn this ship around, but they really got to get to the drawing board and figure out where everybody's playing because the other teams they're lined up and you know they're playing as a team and it's showing in these matches.
Yep. So we have Professor Freak from the Daring D's, a man
Evening.
who just came off a 3-0 sweep. How does it feel to get a sweep on stream and keep your first place spot?
Feels good. Feels good. Not gonna lie, there were stressful moments the last couple games. First game felt really good. The last two were much closer, but no, if we pulled it out, and I think props to Don. Don really stepped up the last two games.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking about Dom, you didn't have your guy G Ice tonight, and
No, unfortunately, G-Ice had a conflict, related to work, and wasn't able to make it. So again, we were able to pull it out, and that feels like a great win. And I think we're fortunate as we feel like we're a pretty solid three, and we can rotate almost anybody in and still be competitive.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
I mean,
almost as if you said unfortunate, but with how well Don played, you know,
I
maybe we're
know,
gonna have to say fortunate.
and I feel like that tends to happen with us. Is like usually one of us will step up big for a win, and let's say Don took over the offense in that second game. And so yeah, he took the torch.
yeah, I mean, you absolutely dominated in game one. I mean, it was special what you were doing on that field, and that's kind of been the story of your season so far. How did it feel to be that team to beat in rival?
It feels good, but at the same time, it can feel like there's a target on your back. I think, again, I think I feel fortunate that all of us can score because it doesn't feel so much that like if you take out one of us, our offense is nerfed. But yeah, I mean, it feels great to be in first place. I think it adds to the pressure a little bit, but I know if we keep playing the way we've been playing, we'll keep winning.
Yeah, and just one more question for you.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, during that game one, there's little bit of chatter between Don and Irish. Uh, how does it feel to kind of prove on the field that like back up your talk, especially because you said you think there may be a target on your back. Clearly, I don't think it's going to change anything. You guys are a well-oiled machine, and how far do you think you can go this season?
I think first, regarding the talk, I think Don and Irish are very chummy. So or Irish, they were very chummy. So they get along well. I would never say anything like that because I feel like as soon as I did, I would guarantee lose. So, um, as far as I definitely feel, I feel like our prospects are really solid, and I feel like we've started off so well that even if we have an off night, we're still making playoffs and we're still going deep into playoffs. But obviously, like I don't think we're going to be satisfied with anything less than winning the entire thing.
For sure, for sure. So
Yeah, and Professor, as far as how you guys are playing, so I got to cast you last week too.
Yeah.
And you guys seem to just the way in which you're moving up the field, the way in which that you're working together, like your rotations into defense from an offense has been clean for both weeks. Do you guys work on this a lot? Like, do you guys spend a lot of time playing twos? Do you get coaching? Like, how are you guys so early in the season mesh so well?
I wouldn't say it's something we're doing proactively. I think,
Hmm.
throughout the preseason, and doing some of the preseason matches and as we went through, we also then kind of like kept a rotation. I think we recognize we all like to play a relatively similar style of high intensity, lots of shots, lots of
Hmm.
pressure. And, I think it just honestly felt very natural to us.
Hmm.
And I think that's part of the reason why we ended up us three is we just gelled the best whenever we played together.
Hmm.
So I wish I could say there was some secret, but there isn't. There's
There's a
not.
lot of natural chemistry.
Yeah, yeah.
The best
so
chemistry to have.
Exactly, exactly. I'd rather have that. I'd
so
say I'm a chemist. I have a chemistry degree, but it doesn't help.
hmm. So thank you, Professor Freak. That's kind of all the time we have for the moment. So congrats on your 3-0 sweep and contributing to your team's success on franchise fight night. Have a great night.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Go ABC.